Good morning. We are Team 성균관 from South Korea, and today we are presenting you a sell recommendation on IT company Kakao. And we have two main reasons. Number one, misaligned market expectations, and number two, deterioration of profit model. With a target price of 78,000 won and downside of 25%, we recommend you to sell the stock. Kakao started as a messenger platform in South Korea, and now it has become the dominant messenger. It's just like the other messengers in other countries, such as Line in Japan, WeChat in China, or WhatsApp in Western countries. During the past 5 years, Kakao has struggled to diversify their business, and this was done through massive M&As. In 2014, Kakao merged with Daum, which is the second largest internet portal in South Korea, and in 2016, Kakao acquired Korea's #1 music streaming platform, Melon. So as you can see, inside this Kakao corporations, there are three major platforms, which are Kakao, Daum, and Melon. And among these platforms, we mark Kakao as the driving the expectations from the investors because this platform is introducing many promising businesses such as fintech or content platform services. However, our team argued that what the investors are expecting would not be aligned with reality. And we mark Melon as the profitability of this company because Melon's operating profits accounts up to 99% of the total. But Melon will have to face fierce competition in the market, which will lead to the deterioration of profit model. And now, we'll dive further into our first sell point, Kakao platform.
Kakao platform we started contents and fintech business is expected as future growth engine for Kakao. But however, we believe this market expectation for Kakao is misaligned with reality. First, contents platform Kakao Page. Kakao Page buys webtoon and web novel from creators and earn revenue by providing them through platform. However, since late 2018, Kakao Page has been suffered from stagnation of monthly active users. In fact, in 2018, the actual sale was 28% lower than guideline. However, since 2019, Kakao Page is expected to overcome the stagnation problem through content production business. However, our team believes this will not be realizable because of capacity of Kakao Page. As you can see here, Kakao Page's production capacity is significantly lower than other production companies in the aspects of number of writers and number of producers. As a result, whereas the market expects Kakao Page sales will grow by 36% in 2019, our team believes it will grow only by 13%. In other words, Kakao Page's market expectation is misaligned with reality because it is hard to expect any further MAU increase. Second, Kakao Pay. Kakao Pay hasn't had any profit model until now. This is because 80% of their transactions are composed of free remittance service. To solve this problem, Kakao Pay is trying to enlarge their payment service. Through this, Kakao Pay is trying to earn commission fee income. However, our team believes Kakao Pay will not be able to attract a lot of payment users because of two reasons. First, it's inconvenience. Kakao Pay uses QR code system in their payment system, and this requires longer time than other payments in Korea. And second, it's limited practically. In Korea, over 55% of population use credit card. This is because installments, the availability of installments and promotion provided by credit card company. However, Kakao Pay is deposit-based service, so users cannot use this kind of service. As a result, our team believes Kakao Pay will not be able to become dominant payment service in Korea. Based on these facts, we calculated adjusted EV/EBITDA multiple and derived 1.9 trillion won equity value, and this accounts for 27% of total Kakao.
Next sell point is Melon, not Fruit, a music streaming service. We argue that Melon will face MAU decrease and this will make the profit model deterioration. First of all, Kakao is heavily depending on Melon in profitability. It takes almost 99% of total operating profit in 2018. As you see on this graph, Melon is the largest music platform in Korea, and its MAU was almost 5 million in 2017. However, it changed after the third quarter of 2018 when Flow launched by SKT. The SKT is #1 mobile carrier with 22 million of users. And it was the biggest partner of Melon, offering 50% discount on Melon's product and make Melon the largest platform in Korea. However, they had broke that partnership and launched Flow, its own music platform. So, losing this alliance, Melon now offers no differentiated service at the highest price, about 10,000 Korean won, while Flow offers at 3,000 Korean won. It means now Melon lost its price competitiveness. Thus, MAU decrease that already happened in 2018 will continue 2019. Furthermore, to secure its position, Melon should spend additional marketing expense, deteriorating its profitability. So we project its OP will decline CAGR -4.60% until 2021. Considering this point and evaluating Melon through EV/EBITDA method, we conclude 1.4 trillion equity value, multiplying EBITDA and target multiple 12, and it takes 22% of total target price.
So, to summarize briefly, we have argued that misaligned market expectation in Kakao platform and worsening profitability due to Melon will influence the future outlook of Kakao negatively. And there still remain 4 businesses to value separately. First 2 businesses include Daum Platform and Kakao Games. We used EV/EBITDA valuation and got 15% and 9% of total price. And the next one is in Kakao Bank, the internet bank of Kakao. We used PBR valuation and got 9% of total price. And the last one is cash, which account for 19% of total price. So in conclusion, we derived 78,000 Korean won for our target price, 25% downside from last Friday's close. So to cross-check the value, we use EV/MAU valuation. So this is the graph between enterprise value on the vertical side and the operating profits by the horizontal side, both divided by the same denominator, their monthly active users. So as you can see, Kakao is now above the regression line of other industry peers. And it is because market is now expecting that Kakao's operating profit will grow fast in the future. However, because of the 2 reasons we explained before, our team insists that operating profit growth will be much lower than market expectation. So this is why we insist stock derating will occur in 2019. So we adjusted EV/MAU multiple and got the target price of 72,000 Korean won, still 31% downside. So in conclusion, this is the target price range we derive from our valuation, and these 2 stock prices both enhance our sell recommendation.
And finally, we'll discuss upside potential of Kakao. There were a number of lists, but we believe that the ad business is the biggest risk. There are 3 reasons why it's important. First, it takes 20% of total operating profits, and its operating margin is over 10%. And for the last reason, as you can see in this graph, it has shown high penetration over messaging ad market in Korea. So following this trend, we have assumed 25% for 2019 Kakao's market share, but things may change and it could grow faster. However, when we did the sensitivity test, even if we are wrong, the target price was around 83,000 won, and this means that there are still 20% of downside. To conclude, it has been taken for granted that Kakao received twice higher multiple than the peers. However, because of these 2 reasons, misaligned market expectation and deterioration of profit model, our team argued that this will no longer be justified. With the target price of 78,000 won and downside of 25%, we emphasize once again sell recommendation. Thank you, and now we will take your questions.
You say that operating profit has been going operating expenses has been spent? Is it sales increase or more operating expenses?
So you mean the reason for operating profit rebound in the
Yes.
future? It is basically it is because the base effect of 2018. As you can see from the graph we've shown before, the operating profit margin of 2018 dropped dramatically because they invested a lot of costs in labor costs and marketing costs. So market is now expecting that these costs were the investment for the new businesses, and their operating profit margin will grow as their investment ends. However, our team thinks that marketing expense will occur in the future, also occur in 2019, and their profit margin rebound will be much lower than market expectation.
Is it unprofitable projects, or why those projects are not giving any benefits in the near future?
It is because the new businesses Kakao is now launching is very low profitable businesses. So what the market is expecting that they will grow further with the profitable model. However, our team insists that these new businesses are actually very low profitable businesses, and it will turn out in 2019.
You forecasted a 13% revenue growth for Kakao versus market's expectation of 36%. How have you determined this 13%? What was your analysis behind that? 13.
Yeah.
3. Yeah. How did you derive your 13% compared to the 36% for the market expectation?
So as we explained before, the reason why market is giving high sales growth, expectation for high growth, is because their stagnation of monthly active user will be solved. Their content platform, content production, they're expanding their benefits into content production industry, and these new video products or other original content will will solve the stagnation of these content platform. However, our team thinks that the production industry is very competitiveness, and our projection for monthly active user will not be solved in the future.
I think my question is more around what type of quantitative analysis have you done to arrive at 13% instead of 36?
So for the revenue projection,
Yeah.
multiply monthly active users by the average revenue per users, and we kind of thought that the monthly active users will decrease because of the sell points we have mentioned, and we have decreased the monthly active users and the stay about the same for the ARPU, and we arrived at the 13% upside. The growth rate. Thank you.
Maybe just a different way of asking that question is, what's the management track record in the past in meeting the market forecast? And also you mentioned about they've been investing heavily in marketing and labor as well. Have they delivered in the past before, or they haven't?
Well, they have been spending marketing and labor costs in the past,
Yeah.
but in 2017, the cost was exceptional. And 2018,
Yep.
and the cost was very exceptional, and this was why the operating margin just fell and crashed. And so they were expecting, like, because they have spent so much in labor costs and marketing, they will, the sales and OP will increase in the future, but this is not happening in 2009.
Sorry, just with your melon valuation, so Genie, you've got a target EV to EBITDA there for Genie, and if I'm interpreting this right, it looks like Genie is potentially a better business than Melon, or at least I'm inferring that. But you're using the same target to apply that to Melon's valuation. Is that fair? Do you think?
Well, actually, what we have done is we first
Let me explain this chart.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, we derived the equity value of melon, multiplying EBITDA of melon, and the target multiple. And this target multiple 12 derived from Genie, our peer. And it's 19 forecast the EBITDA is 10, and we gave 20% premium for that Genie's target
why have you put a premium on the Gini, 20% premium on the Gini multiple?
It's due to the difference in market share. As you can see on this graph, Melon is number 1 and the Gini is number 2 in music streaming market. And it's why we gave 20% of premium to Melon.
Also, even if the Genie's market share is growing, the operating profit margin of Melon is much higher than Genie. So we gave premium to a 20% premium for them. And in the past years, the premium was over 20%. However, we are considering this low and monthly active user decrease, we just gave 20% premium.
It's difficult to assess premium when you have only just one comparable company. Have you considered other Western music streaming companies in your ears, such as, I don't know, Spotify or Deezer?
We have thought about adding that here, but we kind of thought that financial standard is very different, and we have to take that into consideration. So our first consideration was to focus only on the peers that are in the Korean market, and we thought that Genie, although it's only there is only one peer. Genie is kind of, we can use Genie because the market share, although market share is not very different, and the OPM level and the situations in Korea are similar in terms of Genie and Melon.
And when we investigated the average of EV/EBITDA of other global peers, they are not very different from the Genies. So we just take the average of take the EV/EBITDA multiple from Genie.
Have you considered any other evaluation methodologies to cross-check your
Yes.
multiple methodology?
I mean,
I don't know, discounted cash flows or EV sales revenue for startup companies and technology companies which are kind of early stage.
yes.
It's quite often that we also look at EV revenue multiples.
We consider the EV revenue multiples, but when you see the stock price chart, even though the revenue is increasing by 30% annually, the stock price just crashes. So we kind of thought that revenue alone cannot be the main driver of stock price. So we have to focus. We rather have to focus on the profitability, and that's why we use EV and EBITDA multiple.
What is the age group of the users of Kakao? Did you do some consumer numbers?
Actually, 95% of Korea uses. I mean that whether young or they all use Kakao daily.
95%.
Yes, market share is 90%.
It's dominant massive.
And do the other competitors spend for these new projects like Kakao?
You mean competitors?
Yeah, the other competitors have been, Kakao has been investing a lot into new projects, new platforms.
Yeah.
Do the other competitors in Korea do that?
Oh, well, actually, Naver is the biggest IT company in Korea, and they are like having the same similar businesses as Kakao, and so they are in direct they are the direct competitor of Kakao in other businesses.
So in the content platform business, Naver is number 1 and Kakao is the number 2. So when comparing those two businesses, we can think that we can conclude that Naver is a little better company than the Kakao for other businesses except the messenger.
Obviously, you think that the company will disappoint versus expectations. How was that view formed compared to, say, the FY17 and the FY18 earnings? How did they report versus expectations in those years?
Well, in terms of price to earnings multiple,
Oh no, so in 2017 and
Yes.
2018, their earnings reports, how did they compare to expectations?
well, actually there was a lot of earnings shock.
It was like a,
Yes, and this created the stock price like degrading in that period because the operating profits were so low in 2018 and 2018 that I think that's why the stock price fell in that period.
Thank you.
Thank you.